Oh, yes.
Welcome back once again, everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Transformers War for Cybertron Generation Selects 16. This is Deluxe Class Bug Bite. This Bug Bite shipped with the other two Generation Selects toys, Hot House and Black Rorichi, so I'm going to be reviewing all these guys back to back. For anyone that doesn't know, Bug Bite is a recolor of the Cliff Jumper / Bumblebee mold family, and he is a reference to an old eHobby exclusive toy that was a recolor of the Generation 1 Bumblebee as a repurposed GoBot figure. And the name kind of worked then because, you know, he turned into a bug, a beetle, Bug Bite, right? Well, this one doesn't. This one uses Cliff Jumper's alt mode because Volkswagen apparently is a little squeamish about their car being used for bad characters, I guess. Anyway, so if you've seen my reviews before, you know how this goes. We're going to take a look at the toy's packaging. Then we'll open it up, we'll see what's inside, we'll look at the instructions, and then we'll see Bug Bite in his vehicle and robot modes. I'll do a comparison with the Cliff Jumper toy and I guess other versions of that mold. And then at the end of the video, I'll give my final thoughts. So Bug Bite, he comes in your standard Generation Selects packaging. Now one thing you might notice, it's a bit different this time. You don't get your standard Autobot symbol. This is a Mercenary symbol, which, spoilers, this time around he's a Mercenary. The original toy was a Decepticon, but they're going Mercenary this time, which is fine, I guess. You get your logo, all that, sticker with the name and number, and just your usual stuff. These all are pretty samey by now. Okay, we've got the label cut, so let's go ahead and open this guy up. Standard inner design for the War for Cybertron toys. Here's Bug Bite himself. Look at those colors, huh? That's nice. Nice metallic purple bazooka weapon thing. Very cool. Pointless slip. And the instructions. So it's got his name, Mercenary symbol, render, all that. So, like I was saying, he uses the Bumblebee head, but the Cliff Jumper body, which is really a shame. I already got two of the Cliff Jumper bodies. But oh well. Blame Volkswagen. Alright, this is kind of the loadout of his weapons and accessories, and then his transformation from robot to basically a Porsche with a bazooka on top. Or skis.
That's a Porsche?
It's based on a Porsche. It can't be an actual Porsche because then they'd have to get licensing from Porsche too.
And this is supposed to be
So there you go.
the word Cybertron, so.
Okay, let's get our look at the vehicle mode. And as already mentioned, it is the same vehicle that is used for the Cliff Jumper and Hubcap versions of this body type. And right now I have it in the little jet ski configuration. Just where I felt like starting off. So he can achieve the same modes that, you know, Cliff Jumper can. So you get the skis on the front, rocket boosters on the side, and this just thing on the bottom. I guess it'd be like a third sled or something. I don't know. So, you know, if you've seen it before, you've seen it now. One thing I do like about this guy, he's very shiny. Despite being white, he's not like a powder white or like a plain white. Like, it's very, very shiny, which is nice. Helps make him look more premium. He does have the cool Mercenary faction symbol right there on the top, which is something that I don't know why they didn't do that for, you know, Cliff Jumper or Hubcap or even Bumblebee. It really should have been there because then it ends up on their chest, but oh well. At least somebody got it right, right? So yeah, there's that configuration. Of course, you can always detach this stuff. Pop it all off. Like so. Close it up. And then we'll just start attaching these segments together to make a little bazooka for the roof of the car. Take the two purple guns, just plug them in front to back like so. And then you're gonna take your little ski-like pieces, plug them in these slots on the rear weapon. You want them facing this way with the longer end pointing outward and these little ridge things here pointing back. It's the official way. Not like it matters very much, but you know, if you want to keep it 100, as they say, as them youngins say. And just go ahead and plug this into the top. You get your little battle mode. Now this, personally, I find a lot more useful than the battle sled thing or the jet sled thing, but that's just me. I think it's pretty cool, though if somebody were driving, that little post in front of the windshield might become an issue. All right, I've got the weapons removed, and I've brought our two mold mates for a group shot. So you got Cliff Jumper on the right, Hubcap on the left. And as I was saying, the faction symbol placement is pretty different with this guy. He gets on the roof of the car, whereas these two have it somewhere on the hood. And the end effect of that is that in Cliff Jumper's case, his faction symbol is just not visible in robot mode. And in Hubcap's case, it's on his foot, which is a weird place to, fly your colors. So, I don't know. I don't know why it took him this long to get it right, but here we are. As far as how well this guy comes together, he works just as well as these two. They both roll fantastically, and so does Bugbite. It's actually one of the most well put together vehicle modes I've seen in a while. Very sturdy, doesn't flop around, just drives as much as you need it to. So pretty perfect. Let's go ahead and convert to robot mode now. And here we have our psychotic looking Bumblebee. Because at the end of the day, that's really all Bugbite is, just an evil looking Bumblebee, so that's what you get. And as such, he is a very scrappy looking little guy. See the head sculpt here. You can see where they kind of filed off the tips of his horns from the early promotional photos, because I guess they're just really afraid kids are going to stab themselves in the eye with this thing. So it does leave his helmet looking a little nubby, and Bumblebee had that same issue. Now, I wouldn't expect them to go through the trouble of retooling the head or the face for this, but it's a shame they didn't, because he doesn't look very evil. He just kind of has this kind of nonchalant, bored look on his face. So, I don't know, it's kind of hard to sell me on this corrupt scout thing, because he kind of just looks like he wants to go watch TV. I don't know. Now, as far as his weapons, you get him right here. Now, this is the bazooka configuration for the car. And to switch it to the one for robot mode, it's very simple. You pull out these little side parts from the other side, plug them in toward the front, this time with the longer side pointing down. The ridge is still pointing back. Like that. And you get the bazooka. And you just have him wield that however you want. Naturally, his backpack can detach and become a shield, just like his mold mates. So if you'd rather him have a shield than a big backpack, that's always an option too. Or if you really want to mix it up, you can go ahead and put the shield back, and you can break his bazooka down into smaller weapons. Which I think for this type of character, real scout slash saboteur type, smaller weapons probably work better thematically. So you just take everything apart. And you want to reattach his little extra pieces here. Plug them in on each purple cannon or handgun, whatever you call it. Like so. Go in there. Come on. And then you just have them dual wield these things. Like this. Give them that. That. And then as far as this black piece, this just goes on his shoulder like some sort of shoulder mounted, I don't know, cannon of some type. There you go. You can have kind of a more agile combat form. And overall, he looks good. The head is a good fit for the body. Unlike, say, Hubcap, who he looks like he had, a stunted growth in his formation or something. Speaking of Hubcap, here he is along with Cliff Jumper, just so you can see how the robot modes compare. Again, no symbols on the chest, and it bugs me every time I see it. It's like literally the one thing I don't like about Cliff Jumper, is that he doesn't have the Autobot symbol on the chest. Everything else in my mind is flawless. You can also see that I have him rocking his glass gas cannon from the accessory pack, the Centurion drone pack. So, helps flesh him out a bit. And in theory, if you wanted to, you could give Bugbite Bumblebee's weapon from that same accessory pack. Me personally, I'm saving that for my Bumblebee, who should arrive shortly. But yeah, you can see just how well this body type does or does not work for certain characters. Again, I think Cliff and Bugbite / Bumblebee look great with that body type. Hubcap, he just looks weird. He's got a head of like a full-size Transformer, but he's got a little tiny body, and it just looks off. I don't know what they could have done about it, but I don't know. He's still my least favorite of these. So, yeah, that's pretty much all there is to see here. You know, it's our third time getting this mold now, so no big surprises. But I will say the color scheme is very interesting. It's very different. You would think a character that's mostly white would be kind of boring to look at, but he's not, because again, that white has a really nice sheen to it. Light just really bounces off of it. And then he does have the cool silver face with the very striking red eyes and the really cool metallic purple on his weapons. That does help set him apart from your typical shades of gray or silver. So overall, he's a really cool little toy. He's by no means a must-have. He's really more of a niche thing. Though he is making an appearance in the second season of War for Cybertron, albeit with a slightly different body. So that might spark some people who normally wouldn't pick up this GoBots reference to actually grab the guy if they want to complete the on-screen cast. So there's a few different reasons to get him. And, you know, maybe you like his head design, but you don't like the Volkswagen car, and maybe this is the one for you. Maybe you're just sick to death of Bumblebee. We don't know anyone like that, though, do we? No, everyone loves Bumblebee. So yeah, I'd say by no means a must-have, but definitely worth the $20 that he costs. At least if you believe Cliff Jumper is worth $20, you know? Still that debate going on. Yeah, I recommend it. And I think if you pick this guy up, you'll be happy with him. Of course, that is purely how I feel about this toy. Now I'd love to know what you all think of Bugbite. Is he worth your time and money to pick up? And if you do you want him because of the character's history, the GoBots reference, the fact that he's showing up on screen here before the end of the year? Or are you not interested? And you're just going to pass on this and maybe go straight for Bumblebee instead? Any and all feedback's always welcome in the comments section. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to toss it a like. Let YouTube know you want to see more stuff like this. If you do want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you always get a heads up when I post something new. And thank you for joining me for this look at the new Transformers Generation Selects Bugbite. And with all that said, I will see you next time.